The mitochondria is often called the powerhouse of the cell. This simple phrase has become a popular meme. It's a testament to the essential role mitochondria play in our lives. But what makes this cellular component so powerful? To understand, we need to take a closer look. We need to journey into the microscopic world within our cells. Mitochondria are tiny organelles found in almost all our cells. They are enclosed by two membranes. An outer membrane forms the boundary, an inner membrane folds inwards, creating cristae. These folds increase the surface area inside the mitochondria. This inner space is called the matrix. It's where the magic happens. Not all cells are created equal. Each type of cell in the human body has unique characteristics and functions, which means their energy requirements can vary significantly. Some cells need more energy than others. For instance, cells that are involved in active processes like muscle contraction or nerve signal transmission require a lot more energy compared to cells that are less active. Muscle cells are a good example. These cells are responsible for movement and maintaining posture, which are energy-intensive activities. They need a lot of power for contraction and movement. Every time you lift a weight, run, or even just walk, your muscle cells are hard at work, consuming energy. To meet this demand, muscle cells have many mitochondria. These tiny organelles are the powerhouses of the cell, generating the energy needed for muscle function. The heart, a muscle that never stops, has even more. The cardiac muscle cells are packed with mitochondria to ensure the heart can beat continuously without fatigue. Other organs, like the liver, also have a high density of mitochondria. The liver is involved in numerous metabolic processes, including detoxification and protein synthesis, which require substantial energy. These powerhouses are constantly working to keep our bodies running. Mitochondria play a crucial role in cellular respiration, converting nutrients into usable energy and ensuring that our cells function optimally. Section 4, the endosymbiotic theory, a bacterial takeover. This theory revolutionized our understanding of cellular evolution and the origins of complex life forms. Where did mitochondria come from? These tiny powerhouses of the cell have a mysterious and fascinating origin story. The answer lies in a fascinating theory, endosymbiosis. This theory suggests that mitochondria were once free-living bacteria that entered into a symbiotic relationship with a host cell. Billions of years ago, our cells were much simpler. They lacked the complex structures we see today, including mitochondria. These early cells were basic and had limited capabilities. Then, a remarkable event occurred. A single-celled organism in a quest for survival engulfed a bacterium. This event was not just a random occurrence, but a pivotal moment in the history of life. A single-celled organism engulfed a bacterium. This process, known as phagocytosis, was a common way for cells to capture food. However, this particular event was different, but instead of being digested, the bacterium survived. It found a way to coexist within the host cell, avoiding the usual fate of being broken down. It thrived within its new host. This mutualistic relationship benefited both the host cell and the bacterium. The host cell provided protection and nutrients, while the bacterium offered additional energy production capabilities. Over time, this partnership became permanent. The bacterium evolved into what we now know as mitochondria, becoming an integral part of the host cell's machinery. This theory is supported by striking evidence. Scientists have gathered multiple lines of evidence that point to this ancient symbiotic event. Mitochondria have their own DNA. This DNA is distinct from the nuclear DNA found in the host cell's nucleus. This DNA is circular, like bacterial DNA. The circular nature of mitochondrial DNA is a strong indicator of its bacterial origins. They also replicate independently of the cell. Unlike other cellular components, mitochondria divide on their own schedule, similar to how bacteria reproduce. This self-replication further supports the idea that mitochondria were once free-living organisms. The evidence paints a compelling picture of a bacterial takeover that transformed the course of evolution, leading to the complex cells that make up all multicellular life today. Section 5, mitochondrial DNA, a maternal legacy. Mitochondrial DNA, or mtDNA, is inherited differently from our nuclear DNA. We inherit mtDNA exclusively from our mothers. This unique inheritance pattern has significant implications. It allows scientists to trace maternal lineages back through time. By studying mtDNA, we can trace human ancestry back to a single female ancestor who lived in Africa. She's often called mitochondrial Eve. Section 6. Mitochondria and cellular stress. A balancing act. Mitochondria are not just about energy production. These tiny organelles, often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell, have a multitude of functions that extend far beyond generating ATP. They are involved in various cellular processes, including signaling, cellular differentiation, and cell death, as well as maintaining control of the cell cycle and cell growth. They also play a critical role in cellular stress responses. When a cell is under stress, whether due to environmental factors, toxins, or other stressors, mitochondria are among the first to respond. They help the cell adapt to changing conditions and can initiate protective measures to ensure cell survival. When cells experience stress, mitochondria can release signals. These signals are part of a complex communication network within the cell, alerting other cellular components to the presence of stress and triggering a coordinated response to mitigate damage. These signals activate defense mechanisms. For instance, they can prompt the production of antioxidants to neutralize harmful reactive oxygen species. Or they can initiate autophagy, a process where the cell digests and recycles damaged components. This helps protect the cell from damage. By managing the stress response effectively, mitochondria play a crucial role in maintaining cellular health and function, ensuring that cells can recover from stress and continue to operate normally. However, this response can sometimes be a double-edged sword. While the stress response is designed to protect the cell, it can also lead to unintended consequences. For example, prolonged or excessive stress signaling can result in cell death or contribute to the development of diseases. In cancer, for example, some chemotherapy drugs target mitochondria. These drugs exploit the mitochondria's role in regulating cell death to induce apoptosis or programmed cell death in cancer cells, thereby reducing tumor growth. These drugs aim to trigger cell death in cancer cells. By disrupting the mitochondria's function, they can effectively kill cancer cells that are otherwise resistant to other forms of treatment. However, the stress response can make cancer cells resistant to treatment. Cancer cells can adapt to the stress induced by chemotherapy, enhancing their survival mechanisms and making them more difficult to eradicate. Understanding this interplay is crucial for developing more effective cancer therapies. By studying how mitochondria contribute to both the survival and death of cancer cells, researchers can design better strategies to overcome resistance and improve treatment outcomes. Section 7. Beyond the powerhouse. The mitochondria is a fascinating world within our cells. It's a story of ancient partnerships, energy production, and cellular survival. But the story doesn't end with the powerhouse label. There's much more to explore. How exactly does the mitochondria produce energy? What are the intricacies of ATP production? These are questions for another time, another journey into the microscopic universe that sustains us.